before BSO, I was Michelangelo. The artistic flow coming from STL mode. The legendary shows, I knew I'd be a star, but little did I know it wouldn't be from bars. See, that's the big league, the radar online. I wasn't the undefeated, but I still was gon' shine. I took a few L's, took them shots like Pop, but then I got my weight up like Jason Whitlock. Pivot like Brian Clark, skipping Bailey, Shannon Sharp. Don't have to scream like Stephen A to get my point across. Climb Jamel Hills, one carry championships. They were quick to pull the gun, hoping Rob would quit. But 15 years later, Rob still the shit. Rob still legit. Rob still on everyone's pound for pound list. Rob is courtside, Rob is ringside. Catch Rob outside at the 50-yard line. Don't act surprised, Rob is a winner. George Steinbrenner cooking up these headlines. What you want for dinner? The Black Sports Center, you know who I be. Triple OG, the Ohio State University. That's who reps me. I'm love for a friend. I just murdered this track, call that a dead spin. The headline king is back. Saying that Chris Broussard got bars. Okay. This is an open challenge to Chris Broussard and his sources. You drop your hot 16, I drop my hot 16, and we'll let the streets decide who's the hottest reporter rapper out there. So that's an open challenge to Mr. Broussard if he has some time. I know the NBA season is starting today, but if he has time, drop that hot 16. This is Robert Littal. We're talking headlines, and my goodness, we got a lot to talk about today. Dwight Howard, to the surprise of absolutely no one, has come out as gay.
We're not gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, of course not.
I mean, it's fine if that's who you are.
Absolutely.
I mean, I have many gay friends.
My father's gay.
Hold on. And now everyone at NYU thinks I'm gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not at all. No, everyone's gonna think we're gay.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No, not at all.
You know what's interesting about this? Let me tell you what's interesting, is that nobody cares anymore. And that's a great thing. If you're a gay person, you should consider that a great thing, that nobody cares that when an athlete or whatever comes out as gay, people, whatever. Nobody really cares. Remember the guy from the Raiders? He came out, said, I am gay. And I look, that's good, cool, man. Live your truth and everything. But most of the fans like, look, man, our defense sucks. Can you help us rush the passer or not? That's a beautiful thing. But if you can help us rush the passer, I don't care what you are. You can be an alien. I don't care. You can be a green person. It doesn't matter. As long as you can be the green person that William Shatner was kissing on Star Trek, the lady, it doesn't matter. Can you rush the passer? That's all we care about. And that's the level that we want to get to as a society. We want to get to a society that you can be whoever the hell you want to be, but it doesn't matter. Look, especially if you're a fan of sports, we don't care. As long as you can do what you get paid to do, who cares? It's been my contention that's really all Black people have ever wanted. We don't want a handout. We don't want anything extra. We just want to be left alone. It's just don't bother. Just be invisible. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we don't want, to be always looking around, always paranoid about the cops and walking in the store or just walking down the street and stuff. Just be like, you look at me just like you look at anybody else. That's the ideal world. The ideal world is when you look at a person and you don't see anything but who that person is. That's it. You don't see how tall they are, how short they are, their color, their religion, their skin tone. All you see is that person and what they are to you. They're an asshole, they're an asshole. Doesn't matter if they're white asshole, Black asshole, Asian asshole, they're an asshole. They're a good person, they're a good person. Doesn't matter if they're Christian, Jewish, Presbyterian or whatever. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the ideal society that we're trying to achieve, that we're absolutely never going to achieve, at least not in my lifetime. Hopefully in somebody else's lifetime and our children's lifetime. I mean, I'm not hopeful, but, all you can do is hope. So Dwight Howard, he got some court documents. The problem with Dwight is not the fact that he likes to, play both sides on defense and offense. The problem is the fact that, he's had a couple of these lawsuits where these gentlemen are saying that he is forcing them or coercing them to do things against their will. The gentleman in this lawsuit says that him and Dwight had a little relationship that off Instagram, and he came over to Dwight's house, and then Dwight had Mr. Kitty come over, and Mr. Kitty is a man, but he dressed up as a woman. And Dwight, made the guy and Mr. Kitty and him kind of, strap season or whatever it may be. So that's really the problem with Dwight. It's not the fact that, he likes, guys and girls, whatever. Nobody cares about that. It's just some of these guys are saying that Dwight is going a little bit too far with it. What's interesting, I think, about Dwight is this is the same guy that, wanted Jesus as the symbol of the NBA when he came in. That's probably why you shouldn't come into the NBA as a virgin. And, as soon as he got his first kind of, taste, and old girl from the basketball wives started twerking and stuff like that, it was over for him. It was over for him. So, Dwight, live your truth. You should be you're a top 75 player. You should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if any of this is keeping those type of accolades away from you, but, just when you got a guy over, maybe don't invite Mr. Kitty over, or if he's uncomfortable with Mr. Kitty, you just kind of let it go, and maybe talk to him before bringing, if you want to play here, kitty with the kitty, just talk to him first. So that would be my advice to Dwight Howard. In other news, the Department of Justice, of all people, a lot of stuff going on, but the Department of Justice is investigating the NBA for trying to sabotage Ice Cube's Big 3 League. According to the Department of Justice and TMZ Sports, apparently the NBA has, pressured the sponsors and owners into not investing in the league, has made referees not, can't get hired for some summer work, discouraged players, active players from playing in the league, and TV broadcasters from not wanting to show the game. So essentially trying to tank the big league and Big 3 and basically get it off the air. If this is true, that's nasty. That's nasty work from Adam Silver. Look, I don't like Ice Cube rolling around with Tucker Carlson and Compton like that. But then, man, it's independent Black business that you're trying to take down. Now, if it's true, I wouldn't be surprised. NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, soccer, all of these big billion-dollar corporations. Anytime you have a billion-dollar corporation, yeah, it's going to be some sketchiness that's going on at the top. But Adam Silver, he got a, I mean, I think he was on, maybe he was on First Take today, but I don't know if they asked him. But I know he's going to be doing a tour because it's the beginning of the season and everything. Somebody got to put his feet to the fire. And ask him these questions like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to someone, a Black person that owns a business that's independent of the NBA, that doesn't come on the same time that the NBA comes on, is totally just doing his kind of own thing? Why would you try to sabotage something? Somebody has to ask him, those hard questions. And, I don't know if it'd be anybody on ESPN or TNT because, those are the broadcast partners, but they should ask the questions. Another hot headline people have been asking me about, and I haven't really written about it on BSO, but because it doesn't really fit into our lane per se, but I still find it interesting. I'll give you a little piece of advice on it. DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club and his partner Caesar has been arrested for a real estate scam. For those of you that don't know how a Ponzi scheme works, because normally a Ponzi scheme happens, it's kind of a white collar crime. White people do that to other white people. You don't really see that as much in the Black community simply because we don't have the generational wealth to invest like that. But essentially a Ponzi scheme is as simple as you're taking new people's money to pay off old people's investments. The problem with a Ponzi scheme is the way that it gets caught is fairly simple. If you don't have enough new investors to pay off your old investors, then eventually they start asking questions, or you're pocketing more of the new investors money and therefore not paying the old investors. And then therefore they start asking questions. It looks like it was a little bit of both going on with DJ Envy and Caesar, in the sense that they were doing these seminars and asking people to invest in these housing complexes in New Jersey, trying to show them how to quote unquote, get generational wealth and everything. And people were giving, money to invest, expecting. And first off, this is just, and I'm not like, I'm not trying to teach you anything, but just in general, anybody in today in 2023 that is promising you 20, 30% returns on anything in 5 or 6 months, it's likely a scam. It is likely a scam. I mean, that's just not feasible in this type of economy. So they was taking this money, saying they were going to, you invest $100,000, you was going to make, $150,000 or $200,000 back. They were doing these seminars and all this stuff. Caesar's a career criminal or something like that. And now they, they're coming down hard and finding all these videos and stuff. And scamming in the financial world is not unusual. Let's put it like that. This stuff happens at a high level all the time. You can actually watch, one of the Power spinoffs with Tyreek. They do this. It's a Ponzi scheme that happens. Bertie Murdoch and all of this stuff. This is just a little more sensitive because they were taking money from the Black community, and people want to know, like, hey, what's going to happen with DJ Envy? Is he going to lose his job? Is he going to get arrested? To my understanding, when you bring in someone like Caesar first, they want him to kind of flip on Envy because Envy's the bigger star. You're in when the cops come in, they always want the biggest star. And that's kind of what's happening with Jonathan Majors. Kang the Conqueror. Looks like Kang is going to conquer these charges. Victor Timely and all of these guys, looks like they're going to get, I don't know what variant of Kang this is, but it looks like he's going to beat these charges. It's come to find out that the woman that accused him of assault is actually getting charged with assault by the NYPD for the night in question. They've presented a lot of videos and photos and things that say a story's looking a little funny in the light. The interesting thing with Jonathan Majors, and I always point this out, is that one of the problems with our society is that we're so quick to judge, and then we're not quick to judge, we're also quick to judge and then bring up shit that happened like 10, 15 years ago, right? So Jonathan Majors gets in this trouble. Next thing you know, people are talking about stuff that happened to him when he was in college, like 15 years ago and stuff like that. So it's hard at this point to really differentiate which individuals are actually the victims and which ones are the clout chasers, which ones are just vindictive and want to like take people down. You can't trust the cops. You can't trust the stars. You can't trust the social media users. You can't trust TikTok. You can't trust Instagram. You can't trust X, Twitter, whatever. So my advice would be that you just, and I know this is very hard for a lot of people, is to sit back, use your brain, use your mind, okay? Look at the facts, just the facts that are put out in front of you, and then make your own decision. Don't be swayed by what social media says, what the cop says, what someone like Jonathan Major says, his lawyer, the girl's lawyer, just the facts. And that goes with anybody. Let's just look at the facts and then look at it from a perspective of, like, let me look at why this. Just put it together. The problem with a lot of people is that they just ride the wave. They're riding the wave. This is waving. They're riding the wave. They're riding the wave. They want to jump to conclusions. They want to be fake outraged about stuff that they really don't care about. And then that brings me to my next subject. There's a list that's going around of a bunch of stuff that young ladies say that they will not accept for a first date. I think I got it right here. Let me take a look. I put it up on the screen for you. So it's just a group of ladies make a list of places men shouldn't take them on the first date. It's all this, Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chipotle, the gym, church, so family functions, movie night, somewhere that requires a long drive, a hookah bar, Waffle House, sporting events, nightclub. So like 30 things on the list. You can see it You can see it right there. I'm going to give you a piece of advice, fellas. I want to speak for the ladies. I'm just going to talk to the fellas for a second. This just is a piece of advice. You might want to put it on a Post-it note. You might want to put it in your notes, put it in your iPhone, put it in your laptop. I'm going to put this. I just want you to understand what I'm saying right now, because this is very important. This is the God, the honest truth. And this will save you a lot of heartache, especially if you're young. I think if we're older guys, we already understand this. But if you're a young guy, you're in your 20s, you're in your high school, college years and stuff, still kind of figuring things out, you're dating and stuff, I'm going to explain something to you. And it's very, 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 very simple. Very simple. Very simple. Now listen to me. Listen to me close. Listen to me close. If a young lady likes you, she won't care where you take her. Let me repeat that, just in case you need to write it down. If a young lady likes you, she won't care where you go. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. If you're dating someone or you with someone and they're giving you trouble about where you're taking them or what are you doing with them or the size of the hotel room or the flight or what airline you took or what restaurant or how long the drive, she's not the one for you. Women that actually like the men that they are with, follow me here, just care about the time that they're spending with the individual. So if you're going bowling, if you're getting ice cream, if you're just sitting there watching Netflix, if she likes you, she won't care. If you're eating pizza, if you're eating lobster, it won't matter to her. Do not, under any circumstances, pay attention to social media when it comes to stuff like dating and things like that. If, once again, write it down, if a young lady truly likes you and enjoys being around you, it won't matter where you're at. She's going to be okay. And it's going to be fine. And you're going to have a good time. Okay? You write that down? Did you write it down? I hope you write it down. Oh, what else I got? What else is going on? There's NBA opening night. The Lakers and the Nuggets are playing, and I believe the Suns and the Warriors. Everybody's going to overreact because it's the first night. Nobody cares. It's just the first night. I think it's good that the Nuggets and the Lakers had this little beef rivalry. That's something that you can promote while LeBron is still in the league. Not sure why Laker fans and just the Lakers in general are so sensitive to the Nuggets all of a sudden. I mean, maybe because they got swept. Maybe because the fact that Jokic is just like, don't really care and he still just dominates them. I don't know exactly what it is, but something about the Nuggets rubs the Lakers the wrong way, rubs their fan base, rubs Anthony Davis. Maybe I should throw a pause in there. I don't know. Whatever it may be, it just rubs them the wrong way. But it's good for business. Nuggets winning is good for business. Young teams that don't have the superstar team up, teams like OKC and Sacramento and Ja Morant when he's not, shooting the gun in Memphis. It's great when teams don't have people forcing trades and 3 superstars and all of that stuff. It's good to have that type of parity in the league. OJ, you see OJ? OJ said he kind of got a thing for Taylor Swift and Brittany Mahomes. That's I don't know if that's disturbing or I don't know how I feel about that, but you can check that out on Black Sports Online. Once again, it's Headlines with Robert Littal. One final thing. I was getting an argument about this, and you kind of saw the clip that I used earlier with Seinfeld. I always say, Seinfeld is better than Martin, and people try to take my black card for that. But I thought about it. I'm like, I don't think I'm explaining it to people the correct way. It's not that I think that Martin isn't as funny, if not funnier at times, than Seinfeld. The difference is the consistency of the funniness, okay? Martin is Tracy McGrady, okay? Seinfeld is Kobe Bryant. Now, there was a period of time, a pocket of time, where you could really say that Tracy McGrady was a better ball player than Kobe Bryant. You can make that argument. It was a pocket of time. You're like, hey, man, if there was a pocket of time where maybe you ask some GMs, hey, you want Tracy or you want Kobe, you may have got more that said Tracy. That pocket of time. And there was a pocket of time where Martin was just on another level. It was on another level. The problem is that pocket was small. It's a small pocket of time. And that's why, obviously, once you look back upon it, Kobe is seen as a top 10 player and Tracy McGrady is not, because Kobe was able to sustain that high level for a longer period of time and obviously win 5 championships, 3 with Shaq and then 2, kind of on his own. That's really the difference, is that Seinfeld was able to win those championships and sustain that comedy for almost a decade, whereas Martin really had this pocket of time of kind of like 3 really, really good seasons. And then, it kind of fell off the map with Gina and Martin. And next thing you know, Martin was in the street naked with a gun and all of this stuff. But I'm glad that they all have come back together and everything. R.I.P. to Tommy and whatnot. Follow me on X at BSO, YouTube, BSO TV, Instagram, BSO TV, Facebook, Black Sports Online, TikTok, Robert Littal, BSO. And I'll be back tomorrow with more headlines.